Thank you so much for joining me in another video. So as you can tell based on the title, well today I thought we would talk about the latest handbags that we've been seeing this week. So the first bag I want to talk about, we are seeing on Charli XCX. It's an Acne Studios bag. It's called the Bowlina. This is a very new bag. It has this, it looks like very fortune cookie-esque to me, the way it's styled. What I thought was very interesting is how this bag is worn. Now, of course, it's got that top handle, so you can top handle it. You can crook of the arm it. What's interesting is the way it's also styled is you're kind of like clutching it from underneath. You're holding the bottom middle of the bag, and it just has this very unusual way of clutching a bag. You're like clutching it from underneath where it dips in. I just thought this was an unusual way to wear a bag. When she like props it against her body, it also just conforms to the shape of her body. It has this very voluptuous shape at certain angles. Not gonna lie, it does kind of remind me of certain parts of the body. It also has this crinkly leather look. Acne Studios, I feel, has been going for that like crinkly or even that like worn in leather look that has been very in style. We've been seeing it on leather jackets. I think the bigger size, I think it's just a little bit too big for my personal liking. I have to carry bigger bags, but I don't love to carry bigger bags. I would rather carry medium or smaller bags as much as I can get in as possible. That's just my personal preference. It also does come in a smaller size as well. For me, Acne Studios has never been a handbag brand first. I always thought they made like really good casual but cool pieces. Like I have this leather jacket which I've had for some time and I still wear to this day. Just those like everyday casual but cool pieces. To me, that was always Acne Studios, but I feel Acne Studios has gone in this very TikTok kind of style. So if you do like the style of Charli X, I feel like you would like this direction Acne Studios has gone in. What I also like about Acne Studios is I think it's kind of that nice point in between. It's not as high tier as Louis Vuitton or Gucci or even like the Row or anything like that, right? But it's not quite Coach or Tory Burch. It's just this like nice middle point. But I think from at least this piece that I have and the denim I've had really good experience. Now, I've never owned the bags. I've had people reach out to me, tell me that they really like the Musubi bag. And while we're talking about Acne Studios and Charli XCX, she was also recently seen wearing this multi-pocket bag. Now, this is a bag they've had for some time, but I thought we'd talk about it here just because, again, there's something about her style that with the bows on this bag, it has this cutesy look, but then the leather looks like a little bit more worn in and even like distressed. It's this wanting to look cute during the apocalypse vibe is what I think of when I think of Charli XCX's style, as well as kind of the direction Acne Studios has gone in. I will say it's not my style. Like I can appreciate it from afar. I honestly think this bag is really cute. Next, I want to talk about Kate Moss wearing the latest Balenciaga bag. So this is the Bel Air bag. It's riding the same line as the Rodeo bag. The way that was like a twisted interpretation of a Kelly, here we have a twisted interpretation of a Birkin. But I think what is interesting about these bags is they're a little bit more practical, I guess. Like I can see more people wanting to use them as opposed to like a bag that is a boot or a bag that is a shoe or a bag that is a shoebox. Things like that, those kind of like dark irony novelty bags. The benefit of these bags is they might wear the Birkin fails or the Kelly fails. There's just a little bit more practicality in how you could wear these. But yeah, it's just kind of, again, what Balenciaga is known for, twisting what we think of luxury fashion as supposed to be. It's while a lot of people put Birkins and the Kellys, I love Birkins and Kellys, this is a backlash against that. For this ad, we have Kate Moss. She's wearing this bag and she's, again, an OG Balenciaga, at least like when we think of the city bag, she is kind of that OG Balenciaga it girl. So it feels like a return to that. And with this ad here, I get the haha take on a Birkin. We're twisting a Birkin, making fun of it. I feel like the more cool way to wear a Birkin or a Kelly would just be like Jane Birkin. To me, that's the way you can just be a little bit more rebellious if you wanted to wear that bag, either like jazzing it up with a bunch of charms or buying like an extremely vintage one, wearing it to death kind of thing. One style that we just have to talk about that I have been seeing everywhere on my social media, like I can't really escape it. It just always looks good. And this is the shoulder Margaux. I've talked about this in the last drop of the bags from the Row and it sold out immediately. If you have been able to snatch up this bag, good on you. I wonder if maybe in the next drop, some will trickle in here and there. Maybe if you go into the store. I'm not quite sure, but again, there's something about this bag that feels very now. The proportions, obviously we've been talking about the east-west trend all year, but I think this is more of like a macro trend. Like this is more of a long-standing style that we are seeing. At least we're seeing it still on the runway 2025. It's something that I think is still going to be in style for 2025. Taking the trend discussion out of it, I think it actually just looks very timeless to me. The east-west proportion is very now. If in 3 years the proportions change, it's bound to. That's going to happen. But for some people that just really like this east-west silhouette, this is their style. And I think for those girls that like those medium-sized bags, this is not the east-west Margaux style that we saw released a little bit earlier, which is more kind of the equivalent of like a 42 like shoulder Birkin. This is in a 12-inch, so it's more along the lines of a Birkin 30, but like east-west. Probably similar to the recent new edition of the shoulder Birkin, but this is like a new edition of the Margaux, and I'm in love. I think it looks so good. It's that kind of like nice medium size. It's kind of perfect. Honestly, if they release a Margaux 10 in like an east-west, oh my gosh, like how cute would that be? And then the final bag I want to talk about today, we also have this Marc Jacobs collaboration with Vaquera. We have Addison Rae. So if you're not familiar with Addison Rae, she did a song with Charlie XCX. That's really when I started listening to her music, but she's been known for her prevalence on TikTok and her dance moves on TikTok, for anyone that doesn't know who she is. But I feel like Gen Z, they know exactly who this is, but I also am aware that a lot of people in my audience have no idea who this person is. But here she is modeling the latest Marc Jacobs collaboration creation, and it's a new take on the Stam bag. So they recently reissued this bag, and again it was named after Jessica Stam, the model. And to me, the Stam bag always kind of had this lady look with the top handle and that kind of closure. When the bag was brought back, she had this like elegance about her, wearing these gloves. She looked like she was going to like a gala or something. But what's interesting to me about this bag is it does feel a little bit more, I don't know, just edgy. You're taking this OG bag from Marc Jacobs that also does, when I look at the OG version, it also does feel very Chanel to me. But with this collaboration, you've taken this more edgy, whimsical, alternative approach to this bag. It's got, I'm gonna assume this is fabric faux fur. I can't imagine it's real fur. And then it has this Marc Jacobs dollar pin to it with a safety pin. And then it's also got this like utility lock and chain. It's accented with this utility hardware. It plays into our current state of love for nostalgia. We have Gen Z loving these kind of reissued it bags, and as well as millennials too. I feel like millennials, we also like that stuff too. I will say though, if you told me this was a Balenciaga bag, I'd probably believe it. Like that's kind of what it looks like to me. But yeah, Marc Jacobs, renowned for his collaborations. It's whimsical, and those are the latest bags that we are seeing on these it girls. Let me know, are you a fan of them? Personally, I'm okay if I don't get any of these bags. I do think I have a more particular style, but I can see for some people like these will definitely be hot bags to consider. But yes, anyways guys, I would love to know, what are your thoughts? Please let me know down below. Thank you so much for joining me in another one, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.